Good morning, Houston. This is Chi Nguyen with the Push and Win Law Firm. Just wishing you guys a safe drive to work. In the event somebody hits you, you know who to call. 833-PUSH-WIN. Or visit us online at pushwin.com. That's PUSHWIN.com. 833-PUSH-WIN.
104.1 KRBE. Let's get started. It's the Roula and Ryan Show.
Wake up, fool!
Hey, wake up!
It's about to get all stupid up in here!
Right here. Featuring Eric.
Eric, he is a bad, bad man.
Special K.
The big red K.
Are you threatening me?
I'm waiting for you.
And Sam.
I am a wuss! I am a wuss!
You've waited long enough. How the heck do you pronounce this woman's name?
Roula. And Ding Dong. Ryan. 104.1 KRBE.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Houston. It's Wednesday, June 14th already, 2023, 6 o'clock on the dot with the gang. Roula, Ryan, Eric, Special K, Sam, Ahmad. Everybody's here.
Yep.
That's
Pretty
all.
much.
That's all.
Yeah.
Roll call.
Irvin's not here yet.
Everybody
Nobody
in the
knows
club
Irvin
getting
yet.
Tipsy.
Yeah, he's
Irvin's
behind
the
the scenes.
newest addition to the show. He's the one that puts the videos up at KRBE Everything.
Yeah, he's been doing a lot of those lately. They look really good.
Social media. Yep.
So if you go to KRBE, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok even, the one that gets a lot of traction is the fail of Roula and Ryan trying to shotgun beer. I still don't get how Ryan...
Because I wasn't holding the can up and it just sprayed all over
I
my
went
shoulder.
all over you.
Where am I? What am I doing?
Well, also,
I was used to doing shotguns a different way. Just poke the hole in the middle of the can and then just
But it doesn't make sense if you...
pull the tab. And,
I am the world's biggest idiot.
oh, stop.
What? It sounds like AI.
No, now
I
I'm
thought it was something
AI.
that tasted good. I was thinking that the other day, Eric, because we did try it Tuesday yesterday. I was thinking about, I think I was surprised because I was drinking non-alcoholic beer, which I've never had, honestly. And I was more focusing on the flavor that was entering my mouth. Like, this does not taste good.
That's when it showed. That's when you see it just go...
I guess
all
it's
over the
not
carpet.
worth it.
I just don't... At a certain age, why do you want to do all that
I don't
shotgunning?
want to. Well,
Like,
when
I
we
get it
were,
when you're 22 and you
we were in
have...
college, we felt like doing it because, it'd be nice to get a little buzz because we were too poor to afford the alcohol in the clubs, the bars. So we would, buy the cheap stuff, do a little pre-club warm-up, and then you'd be feeling good by the time you got there.
Hey, Ma, do you... you're 23, right? 24? What are you?
Somewhere in there.
22, I don't know what you are.
I'm 24, yeah.
24. So what... do you like to pregame like that? Because like Ryan said, it's so expensive.
I don't shotgun beers, but I do chug buzz balls before I go to the club. They're like little tiny balls that are like 16% alcohol. I do like
really?
2 of those, before the club. And then I just go straight to tequila shots once I'm in the club.
Oh, God. I know. Tell me
don't have to
without
sip in-
telling me that you're 24.
Yeah.
Tell me you're 24 without telling me you're 24. That is your choice. You're just going straight to the tequila
I think at
shot.
24, we were already starting to dial that back,
A
after
little
college.
bit, when I'm at home, I'll like sip on something like a nice little cocktail or a glass of wine. But if I'm going to the club, I'm trying to get turned.
Yeah.
no
You
time
wanna
to
go
waste.
fast.
Yeah, exactly.
How many people have taken a shot? And I know it's probably happened to all of us. I know for sure it happened to me. Somebody is like gifting you a shot, like, come on, let's do this shot. You're like, okay, yeah, I'll play. And then like halfway through it, you're like, oh God, this is the worst idea ever. How am I going to get through this?
I usually
and then
say
it
that.
just
Not while
downs.
drinking it,
Hope nobody's
usually.
looking at you and you kind of just pour it out.
No, but you already started because you thought it was going to be a good idea. Maybe you were already feeling it a little bit, so you didn't really focus on the amount in the glass. And you're like, oh, God. I remember one time I did a shot, and I remember as soon as I put the glass on, I go, I'm probably going to throw up in about 1 hour. It'll take me to throw up.
I usually can handle a shot. I have friends who like lemon drop shots. Those
So
are for like
tasty.
high schoolers.
It's like
That's
candy.
very, it
High
is
school
very.
parties?
Yeah.
like it's
You know
so
why it's for
whack,
high
yeah.
schoolers, or I'm not going to say it's for high schoolers. That's
Not high schoolers,
Ahmad's,
but young people.
But it's like not
Rookies.
It's not. It's not a strong shot because bartenders can save on the booze.
Yeah. There's
By
nothing in it.
hiding it with lots of the mixer.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or I think we said this on the air the other day, last week, or were we talking about this off the air about raspberry kamikaze shots? I felt like in the 2000s, that was like a go-to free shot that bartenders would give you.
It sounds good.
And I don't even know what's in it. And I used to bartend. I don't even know what's in it. A regular kamikaze versus the raspberry one that has Chambord. I don't know. But if there was a free shot, that's what it was. And I was like, okay, it's pretty good. It's fine.
Do they still do Tom Collins shots? Have you ever had those?
That's not a shot.
No,
that's
that's
just
no.
a drink.
They're small, but they're small. You can load them up with alcohol.
It's a gin sour.
Yeah.
Is what a Tom Collins is.
It kind of tastes like a little bit lemonade.
Yeah. Tall,
Oh,
thin
wait,
glass.
speaking of, this weekend I had a drink from a cocktail menu because, I love my cocktails. And one of them was like, I don't know, just all these different drinks. And it had as he's making it in front of me, he pulls out a raw egg and he dumps it in there. And I was like, wait a second.
Oh, that doesn't sound good.
I was like, hold on a second. Wait a second. And then he even says, "Did I throw you off of that raw egg?" And I was like, well, I mean, last time I checked, I didn't order a slow gin fizz. Because in New Orleans, it was made very famous. The Ramos Gin Fizz has an egg in it. You shake it up, and that gives you the froth. And he was like, well, what gives it the froth is this thing. Just try it. And I was like, kind of scared, but I had to like act like I'm cool.
Did you like it?
I'm like, yeah, that's fine. Yes. However, had it been my first drink, I probably would have focused too much on the egg white foam and smelled it and thought, this is not for me. But egg white in the drink. I mean, whole egg in the drink. Did not expect it.
Mm-hmm. I've seen that before.
Yeah.
Speaking of gross things, I saw this today. A survey finds what is the yuckiest food of all time. What would you guys think the yuckiest food?
For me, sauerkraut.
Yuck. Cooked okra.
Oh, I love that.
Bananas.
Oh,
Bananas.
Mushrooms.
Mayonnaise.
Mushrooms, really?
I don't like mushrooms.
It's liver and onions.
Oh my God, I actually like that.
I don't even know what that
My
tastes like.
dad used to
I've
cook
already
it.
had that
Tuesday, make that
Luby's.
for us. I don't know.
God, my dad used to cook it. It would stink the house up so bad.
I would not. I've never had it home cooked anywhere. I grew up as a Houstonian who went to Luby's, and if my mom or somebody got liver and onions and have a bite, there's something about pan frying the liver the way they did
irony.
it. That was not irony at all. It just tasted like I don't know what. I
Is that
just
why
liked
people
it.
ate it because they said there's
But you
iron
do
in it?
have it. You get iron from it.
Really?
I mean, you're supposed to eat it back in the day. Remember, they're working on the farms. They're working really hard, physical labor, and they need that. So
Like
it was
cow
fine
tongue.
if it was pan fried because it didn't matter about that
I thought
part.
it tasted irony.
That's
Dad would cook it.
That was like an undertone. Like they work so hard, they
Sounds
work
like
that
something
off.
you get in the 40s at a diner.
Totally.
Like,
It was
I was on
not
their
good.
menu with fried chicken and
Or like
liver and
chicken
onions.
livers were a really big thing,
Chicken
Eric.
livers, yeah.
What else
Like in
is
the
on
old
this?
menus.
After liver and onions, it's anchovies / sardines.
Yeah.
That would drive me nuts. That's another thing Dad did. We'd order a pizza. He goes, "Oh, I'm just going to put anchovy on my half." I'm like, "But that permeates the whole pie."
Do they still do that? I've never had.
You don't
that.
see it much anymore, maybe because majority of people don't do it.
gross.
Yeah.
It poisons the whole pizza pie.
I've
Look
never
up-
once had a pizza with that.
Look up a fish. Google smelt.
Smelt?
SMELT. Smelt fish. I used to eat that. There's a bar
Was
my
it
buddy
fried?
owned, and they fried smelt, and you got it free at the bar because it made you thirsty.
But is it like the
salty,
whole little
and you
fish
can eat the whole thing.
Oh yeah, look, Rolla. See, they're like little.
had them.
They're so
look-
small. The
I've had
bones
them.
you can eat it
Yeah.
all. I don't know if it's a northern, up in like Illinois, Wisconsin.
Do you eat the
and
head
stuff.
on that thing?
Eat the whole thing.
You eat the whole thing like a French fry.
I'd fry them at home with a fried daddy. Mm-hmm. I love I miss my fried daddy.
Eat the
You
whole thing.
Fry those up, and they were good. But it was smart because the bar would do that. People, ooh, free, and it gets you salty, so you want to drink more.
I
beer.
suppose you could fry just about anything and make it taste good.
After that was canned meat, which we talked about last week.
Yeah, like the Dinty Moore stew.
No,
Kevin's
that's
favorite.
different. No. Canned meat to me is like that deviled ham or Vienna sausages and water.
Even spam.
Because Dinty Moore is a stew, right? It comes with
Yeah,
other
but
things
it's,
and
it's
sauce.
chunks of beef.
That's
no,
true.
we're talking about canned meat.
And the last two for yuckiest foods, pork rinds,
Yep.
which we tried on here.
I look at
no
those
thanks.
differently in the last, I don't know, 15 years.
Ahmad's like, oh, yeah.
They're embarrassing, but also tasty.
I love pork
It's just
rinds,
pure
especially
grease.
if they're spicy.
It's not pure grease.
Oh my gosh!
And you know, for Atkins diet, it's a recommended food because it's low carb.
really?
Oh, yeah.
no.
If you do Atkins, you can have that. And actually, there's a high end one now. You've probably seen it in the grocery store because it costs a lot. It is a red and silver and black bag. And it's not that much. It's not like those giant pork rind bags with the clear plastic. It's like a high end one. They even sell it at Whole Foods.
The last one would be fruitcake. I don't think I've ever had a fruitcake.
That's not
giving away at
And by the way, if
Christmas?
you're just tuning in, this is the list of what? The most disgusting foods ever?
The yuckiest
The
food
yuckiest
people.
foods? I don't think that's yucky. I'm still
Remember people used to give
Sounds
those away
yucky.
at Christmas a lot?
They look
the fruit
yucky.
cakes.
Oh, that's what that is.
Yeah,
Okay.
with the green and the red cherries.
Not the best.
And the
But here's something we could
pineapple.
try. We could take these food items because 52% would rather bungee jump than be forced to eat that stuff.
I like bungee jumping.
Oh, no,
to begin
I'd
with,
rather
so
be
yeah,
up
I'll
there,
take
go to
that.
the
A
edge.
variety of those things.
If you don't
than
eat the
jump.
liver and onions, you got to jump on top of a fruitcake. Mix it together. Ugh. Make a smoothie.
Fruitcake
I don't think
is
that's
not.
gonna
Well,
hold
once you
you.
try
It's
Tuesday,
not
we'll
like
make
a
a
Jello. It's like what, a baked good, a fruitcake.
No, a fruitcake is very
No.
heavy and
Jell-O.
dense, and it's supposed to like.
Yeah, what kind of cake
it's
is it?
full of nuts. It's like a spice cake typically, but it's very little cake versus what you're packing into it. That's why it held people for a long time, like in the 40s and 50s.
What town's
You know,
the home
you're
of that?
packing it with pecans. I don't know what the hometown is.
the one in,
I saw one in the Northeast, but Collins Street Bakery here in Texas is very famous.
It's one.
for
It's the home of the
theirs.
fruitcake. It's on 45 to Dallas. Oh my God.
Yeah, Collins Street Bakery.
Is that it?
Yeah.
What's the city though?
In Corsicana.
Yeah, Corsicana, that's it.
Oh, yeah.
But what I was watching
the traffic
years
ticket
ago,
capital of the world.
There's a small town somewhere in New England that was the birth of the fruitcake. And it's really more about the substance in the, quote,
Okay,
cake.
here it is. The most popular ingredient for a fruitcake. Dried pineapple, raisins, dried apricots, dates, candy red cherries, crystallized ginger, rum, brandy, apple juice, cranberry juice.
Doesn't sound bad.
Look, I can do it
unsalted
minus
butter,
the fake cherries.
cinnamon, allspice, nutmeg.
And look, all that years I'm listening there's a muffin that I make, and I call them my fruitcake ones, but they're not. When my dad was alive, he loved Christmas morning with his coffee and a piece of fruit cake. He wanted fruit cake. So I found like a better recipe that's not like that, creepy neon green and crazy red maraschino cherries. And it was basically a spice cake that's very tasty. And I would only use dates, raisins, and apricots. I'm sorry, figs. And I'd soak it in Harvey's Bristol cream
heard your
cherry.
story, but you've said it many times about the fruitcake Christmas bonus we had like 10 years ago.
We would do a bit every year. We still do it, Ahmad, of tell us about your biggest Christmas bonus or what Christmas bonus you're getting at your job.
Uh-huh.
And this person called in and said they worked for a big company and everybody got tins of fruitcake at the party. And they were so over it. Think about you've been drinking, you're thinking you got a lot of money, and you're like, no, we all got fruitcakes.
Which is a joke. It's a punchline in life.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'm going to get a fruitcake for a bonus?
In a tin.
That's horrible.
People didn't open them. They were just tossing them in the trash. Turned out the check was inside the tin with the fruitcake.
Oh, my God.
Some checks as big as $20 or $40,000, something crazy.
Yeah, huge bonuses
And they were
inside.
going back to the trash to dig them out of the trash because they did not open the can.
Well, we
to see the
learned
checks.
whatever gift you get, open it first.
Open it for sure.
Yes.
I just looked at it. The fruitcake has been around since ancient Roman times. So it goes way back. Yeah, it says it was around the time of ancient Romans, where it was a mixture made of pine nuts, barley, mash, pomegranate seeds, raisins, and honeyed wine.
I love it. See, it's good. One person said a well-made fruitcake can be amazing. I agree with that statement. It's not cool to say you want to eat a slice of that. It's not cool to say I want some fruitcake. But if you were not presented as fruitcake and you had this thing that I make, I bet you would like it.
I will find me one. I'll try it. I'll try it on a Tuesday down the road.
I mean, people eat banana bread. It's just like you're adding other things to it.
I just put nuts on it, though. I don't like nutty banana bread.
No, the walnuts. I made banana bread last night. That's interesting.
Where is it?
No, I didn't bring it in for you.
Man, come on. There's nuts in it.
Is it interesting because we are just
No, it's interesting we're talking about it. No, not because I made it. I'm just like, wow, what a coincidence.
I made it last night. It's interesting.
No. Just that's just crazy.
Does it have nuts?
No, I didn't do the walnuts.
All right, bring it in, man.
Walnuts are polarized. Do you want me to make some more?
Yeah, I want to try your banana
Wait,
bread.
did you eat the whole thing? You just made it last night. You don't have like
I just made a small one.
He ate it all last night while watching
I didn't eat the whole
Arnold
thing.
documentary.
No, that Arnold documentary on Netflix. I finished it. It's so good. Everybody should watch it. It's really inspirational. It really
You
is.
probably shouldn't eat that while you're watching him.
Yeah, you'd feel bad about yourself.
Yeah.
Well, it's 3 parts. The first episode is just about his bodybuilding days, how he went from Austria to becoming a bodybuilder in Venice Beach, and then getting into the movie phase. And then the third part deals with him becoming a politician and
life after,
and his divorce falling apart and getting back into acting. Yeah, it's really good.
I'm gonna try it.
You know, how do you know you're rich when you do what Johnny Depp just did? Johnny Depp just did. Johnny Depp just did. We'll talk about that in the scoop. Here's your weather for today.
Okay, so here's the big news for weather today. A heat advisory has been issued from 1 to 7 o'clock. Heat index values will peak between 105 to 110 degrees, which, by the way, if a heat index hits 113, then it's an excessive heat warning. Be sure not to leave children or pets in the cars. ERCOT is expecting record power demand, maybe asking for power conservation a little bit today. But yeah, it is going to be really hot. It's already 80 degrees and 6:13 on the Roula and Ryan Show.
I'm very proud to present Roula and Ryan's Celebrity Scoop on 104.1 KRBE.
Okay, I want to remind you guys about the summer of 2023. The summer of 2023 is 3 times a day, 8:20, 1:20, and 5:20. You win something fantastic to make you a finalist for $10,000 that we'll be giving away at the end of the summer. Today, it is a Father's Day prize pack again to see Dave Chappelle, to go to Houston Axe Throwing and get a $100 gift card to Lazy Dog Tavern.
That is a well-rounded Father's Day package. Chappelle is hilarious. Axe throwing is so much fun, and then good eats.
So I think that, I don't know which one your dad might be like, all right, you can have this one. Yeah, you're like, oh,
no way. I'd keep
which
them
one of
all.
these do you not want, Dad?
Do it all the same night.
You could. That's a little busy, though.
That's a lot.
He'd throw some axes and then goes to comedy.
You could do axe throwing in the daytime, maybe, and then go eat, and then go to Chappelle.
Do them all together.
Yeah, that's true.
So 820, 120, and 520, that makes you a finalist for $10,000. All right, so remember back when Johnny Depp and Amber Heard were the real reality show?
Oh, yeah, the trial.
It wasn't even a year ago, was it?
God,
Last fall,
I don't know time.
It's like you had to watch highlights because if you watched it in real time, it took Johnny Depp a really long time to talk.
It's like, hurry it up. Anyway, he ended up winning $1 million settlement from Amber Heard in that defamation trial, and he now finally got his settlement paid out to him. And how do you know someone's rich? When they give away an entire $1 million. Oh, you know all that trouble I went to? Okay, yeah, I'm not going to keep any of that.
That's cool.
I mean, it's nice he's giving away to charities. But, you know, he's got the $1 million to part with.
It's
He's
good
like,
PR
whatever,
for him.
I'm super rich.
Remember, those
super rich
allegations she made seriously damaged his career. He lost Pirates of the Caribbean. I mean, it's just nobody wanted to work with him.
Even now, is he still doing much? Like,
I don't know.
Does he need to?
Yeah,
maybe.
remember
Remember all they said all the
look, he
problem?
joined the show. That sounded like him.
It is.
Did it not? Nobody else picked up on that?
He's like, I'm just being Kevin. I didn't know.
Awkward. My apologies.
Well, I do have a bit of Jack Sparrow in me.
That's what I'm saying. That's what it sounded like.
I'd like to.
Does he need to?
Oh, my God.
Speaking of Jack Sparrow, who has now been superimposed for the last however many years at the Pirates of the Caribbean rides at Disney World and Disneyland.
But they took him out of the rides?
No, he's in there.
Oh, he's in there.
They've
Okay.
made a wax figure of him, like in all parts of the ride.
Tied in the barrel, and he pops up,
he
spits
pops up
water
and
out
looks
or
around.
Because that ride has existed decades before the
forever.
movies.
And remember, there was a story, I think, God, was it pre-COVID? I have no concept of time, pre and post sometimes. But he went there in person to stand in the ride.
Yes. He was dressed up.
Was that pre-COVID?
That was pre-COVID.
Yeah.
Had to be.
He was in just standing in the scene, and it was really so crazy. It was at the end. There's a part at the end where the Johnny Depp character has his leg hanging over the arm of this throne, and there's all this loot around him, and he's like, looking up and he's talking, but it was really him.
So people are there. They're visiting Disney. They're on the ride, and all of a sudden, holy crap, it's the real Johnny Depp.
There's something where, like, if his hat is not there, that means he's in the park.
Oh,
Back
yeah,
then,
I heard that too.
They were telling him to ride a tour guide. No, that was when he was part of the Disney World
Right.
family. And then he would dress up and just walk around the park. How cool. You probably think it's just an impersonator.
Right.
It's really Johnny Depp.
He does it to hospitals a lot without telling people. He doesn't need PR.
I've noticed that. Some of these, action heroes do it. I know Chris Evans would put on his
And Chris Pratt.
They'd put on his Captain America and Star-Lord costume and go to, see sick children in the hospital.
That's awesome.
Well, if you love Disney, now you can be in Walt Disney's actual house where he lived with his family. It is available to rent. It is a 6,800 square foot house in Los Feliz, California. And it is available for $40,000 a month.
Woo!
Oh, you can't just rent like a night?
It's for lease.
High-end
He and his
Airbnb.
wife Lillian raised their daughters there, and it is currently available for a lease. It is modeled after Fantasyland at Disney World. He lived there from 1932 until 1950, and it looks straight out of the architecture of Fantasyland.
Oh, so they left it original.
I mean, it's updated obviously for the comforts of 2023, but yeah, it's 4 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms, 6,400 square feet's pretty big.
Was she in the 30s?
Yeah, they didn't make
Might
houses
as well be
that big back
12,000
then.
square feet back then. It has plenty of old Hollywood glamour. There's all these pictures online of it. They say that this is the place where Walt Disney was watching dailies from his productions in his home theater, which home theater in the 30s. Who would have thought, right? Yeah. That's where he watched the first dailies of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs or Dumbo and Bambi. And they say the interior of the house still features vaulted ceilings and wood-paneled walls and the fireplaces and the original windows, all the things. So $40,000 a month to lease that house. Now, speaking of Bambi, the cartoon, though, for me, I mean, it was the first Disney cartoon I saw, which was like, oh, God, what happened to Mom? Well, guess what, friends? With all these live action.
Oh, no, they're doing a live action Bambi.
Do I really need the live action of Bambi losing her mom?
No.
Or his mom?
Bambi's mom get shot by a hunter?
Yeah, they're going to do live action Bambi.
Well,
It's
that would
getting
be
the green
cute
light.
to see a little baby deer running around all.
Yeah, but Bambi's
Thumper?
mom gets brutally killed.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can look at the
By the
positive.
hunter
That's
bunny.
4% of the movie or 1%.
It's like just the first traumatizing 10
It doesn't
Super
matter if it's only
traumatizing.
10 seconds. That's going to traumatize the hell out of kids.
Well, Sarah
Unfortunately, not
Polly,
today. The kids are
Oh, no, they've seen worse.
sad.
She is the director is in talks to direct a script from Maleficent, Mistress of Evil, with those writers, and do the live action Bambi.
But Maleficent.
So will it be dark, like
kind of
Winnie
dark.
the Pooh and the crazy murder
No,
story?
that's not part of Disney.
I know it's not.
The brutal.
Or are they all going dark? And because The Little Mermaid has had such success in the box office, Disney Junior is now giving that Little Mermaid an animated series for preschoolers. It's just called Ariel, and it's inspired by the live action.
That'd be cute.
So, new cartoons
It's
for
like
kids
the one that
to
Kevin
watch.
likes, the Snorks.
The Snorks. Weren't they a knockoff of Smurfs?
I didn't understand that as a kid.
Yeah, you're like, this is awesome.
you just thought it was cool.
Yeah.
Didn't they have like
What
a
was
little?
the Snorks on?
They had a horn on top of their
It
head.
was a
right?
snorkel.
It was a
So called
snorkel.
Yeah, that's how they
It's
breathe.
like a funnel.
Yeah.
That's how they could get
snorkel.
around.
Correct.
How cute.
Really, you didn't see it because you never got up as a kid.
Well, yeah, I'd
You
always miss
slept in.
morning
No, never
cartoons.
been.
Oh my
Every
God.
kid I know.
All I
That was
ever
our
had a
ritual.
chance- No, I know. Every
Saturday
kid liked to
mornings,
wake
you would
up.
get up like as soon as you could. We'd be up before 7 a.m. watching all the cartoons.
Rookies sleep until 11.
They didn't have
You
DVRs
wanna
back
watch
then.
News at 11?
I would be so lucky if I could see Pee Wee's Playhouse, which was an 11 o'clock Saturday morning
I didn't like that
program.
one.
And I was like, well, as long as I can watch Pee Wee's Playhouse, I feel like I checked the box.
Oh my God, we'd get up, we'd watch Super
I
Friends,
just slept
and
all morning.
Bugs Bunny,
Like Muppet Babies, Flintstone. They like to do that, like Flintstones. They were little kids.
Making little babies.
Oh, yeah. I remember Muppet Babies, I really liked it.
Pac-Man.
Now, the new Muppet Babies that my kids had watched, Nanny has tights on that always tell you what the theme of the show is.
Weird. Like,
So, in Muppet Babies, they never show the face
yeah,
or the
yeah,
body.
never.
They just show the nanny walking. So, in the Muppet Babies of the last 10 years, the nanny is always wearing tights and a skirt, and on the tights is the pattern of the theme of the show.
so it could be like trucks or
Trucks or sandwiches or, whatever it is. That's on her tights. That's the print on her tights.
It's interesting how some cartoons would
like
never
Ozark.
show the adults. Charlie Brown, they never showed the adults. Like never.
Right. In Tom and Jerry, they didn't show the adult.
You'd see the legs.
Muppet babies, you make your dreams come true.
Love it so much.
Muppet babies. Don't look at me like
Fozzie
that,
Bear.
Sam. You didn't watch Muppet Babies?
No.
Muppet Babies
Know
was
the
so
song?
good.
She played sports.
I was going to say, you guys kept talking about like TV. I don't remember watching TV growing up. Like,
No?
I don't remember weekend TVs.
What?
Like,
Well,
TV
it was kind of phasing out by the time.
Gummy
you were a
bears
kid.
bouncing here and there and everywhere?
No
I
You
idea.
didn't watch
that
anything in the
one.
90s, huh?
I would watch
We are the
afternoon,
guys.
Kevin.
What is it, like
DuckTales.
sports?
At 4:30 was DuckTales.
That was afternoon TV.
Yes,
but
afternoon, Monday through Friday TV was
Gummy
DuckTales.
Bears, I think that was a Saturday morning.
That is
It was very special.
And now it's the song. I'm in a gummy bear.
Oh, yeah?
I'm in a gummy bear. My kids love
Do
that
they
song.
acknowledge in the cartoon that they're designed to be eaten?
No, 'cause they weren't gelatinous.
They weren't gelatinous bears?
No,
Wasn't
they're
one like
not-
a chubby
they're
bear?
not
They almost look
gummy.
like Robin Hood. Like
They bounced when they ate their gummy juice. Then they would be able to bounce and get away
Wait,
from.
they ate gummy juice?
Let me
Yeah.
see. Gummy Bears
Yes.
cartoon
Like
was
steroids?
on
Yeah.
cable or what, Kevin?
It was on. I don't know what the heck it was on.
I mean, if you
Look at-
remember, it was like Saturday mornings,
Saturday
or was
mornings.
it like
Some of these cartoons are so bizarre if you think about it. Like when I was a kid.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Gummy Bears.
Underdog. He got his powers. He had a pill in his ring. He'd pop his ring open. He'd take a pill and he'd turn, get really strong. I'm like,
Who was that?
It was called Underdog.
Oh, Underdog. Gummy Bears does have the animation of like those, like the fox and like the Disney
what I
kind
said.
of Robin Hood
That's
where
what
he's
I
a
said at
fox.
Disney. Because
But
there's one that was like a chubby gummy bear. He had like a
Are they green? Am I looking up the right one?
No, it's The Adventures of the Gummy Bears. It's on Disney Plus,
Oh, this is.
and they all have feathers in their caps like they're in Sherwood Forest.
I haven't seen that. I only know the OG. And it was Disney.
Yeah,
OG.
so it's on Disney Plus. You want to dig deep
was
and
on
go visit
ABC
your
back in the
childhood.
day.
See that? I was a big fan of the Care Bears.
People are like, you never know Fruity Pebbles and Saturday morning cartoons. You missed out.
Oh,
Right?
No,
Cocoa
no.
Pebbles and Fruity
I would
Pebbles.
sleep
That's
in.
serious? Cereal?
I've been sleeping in since I was 7.
Oh, I could eat Fruity Pebbles right now. I'd go-
Yeah, wasn't that good?
Oh, let's just.
Not good for you. but it
Ahmad,
was-
here's some money. Go to
I'll be
the grocery
crashing,
store and go get us
Sugar
some
crash by
Cocoa
8
Pebbles
o'clock.
and Fruity Pebbles.
Cookie Crisp.
We need to
There.
find somebody. We were talking about Ryan Seacrest wants to.
Oh yeah,
Take Pat
Ryan
Sajak's
Seacrest
job.
is in talks to be the person, the lead, to take over for Pat Sajak for Wheel of Fortune after he retires.
But every radio show I listened to yesterday, including ours and Friends, there's always someone on the show saying, "I want that job. That looks easy. I want Pat Sajak's job."
Yeah, but Ryan Seacrest does everything. Can't somebody else be a host?
Right?
Yeah.
My God,
So,
it's like it's in.
Also, that's like settling for him.
It really is.
we want to find out, like, what job do you think is really easy? Do you think like what we do is really easy? Do you think Like, I think if I ever left here, I would like to be overnights at a grocery store and just stock shelves. Bring the pallet out, put on my earbuds.
Not all it's cracked
So
up
you're
to
asking
be.
what you think is an easy job?
Yeah, what do you think is an easy job? Maybe you've never done it, you just think it's easy.
713-390-KRBE. And then perhaps someone listening who does that job would like to resounding yes or no.
Because we don't see behind the scenes of anything. We don't know Pat Sajak's job is really hard.
Yeah.
Well, we see on TV, he's so good at it. He's been doing it 40 years. He should make it look
easy.
Effortless.
Like we make the Roula and Ryan show look easy. Yep. And when people come in here, they're like, wow, you guys are really working hard.
It's really different, yeah.
I'm like, well, I guess it's a compliment then if it sounds like it's easy. Okay, we'll talk to you next on the Roula and Ryan show.
It's KRBE. Let's go. Back to Roula and Ryan.
Easy jobs.
Or so you thought it was an easy job.
Eric just said that he feels like overnight stalker at a store would be easy, but people are texting Eric, no.
You don't want that?
You don't want to be an overnight stalker. I'm an overnight manager for a big place, and sir, I promise you, you want no part of it.
I think it's all relative to the person, though. Like maybe you're somebody that doesn't like to interact with a lot of people. You just enjoy working at your own pace. You don't
it's kind of fun for that part. Put my, AirPods in.
Listen, there's a texter,
relaxing.
Eric, that says there is pressure. Stocking groceries overnight is not easy. They expect you to stock around 60 items an hour, and if somebody calls in, you work extra. You're working extra.
Like I used to get shopping carts at Farm and Fleet, and that was a pain in the butt in the wintertime because you get ice, and then the wind's blowing, and it just takes the cart way.
You have like 50 carts stacked.
It's not like HEB where they have that magnetic thing on the carts where.
What magnetic thing?
Just clicks. So they have a big cart collector, and they all stick together.
Oh, yes.
Or you can't take the cart away. Like you can't steal them. Like if you're say homeless or something.
Isn't it Aldi that you have to put a quarter in to get the cart?
Yep.
Yeah. Tony's up first at 713-390-KRBE. What is a job that you think is easy, or you're doing the job and you know it's easy? Hi, Tony. I don't know what's happening.
Hello, Tony.
I just hung up.
Says security guard at night. Oh. You just walk around by yourself looking like you're doing something, but you're not doing anything.
But if Ish goes down,
then you
But what are the odds of that
run
actually
the
happening?
other direction.
No.
Yeah.
It depends where you're at.
Every time I hear Ryan's news, I don't know.
Yeah.
There's always something happening.
There's always something happening around here.
Yeah, if you run, can you sue that person? Like say I'm getting attacked down here, and the security guard is in the window just watching, and he doesn't help.
Well, maybe he called 911 and narrated.
He doesn't have a gun.
And just filmed
But
it
is security
for you.
what is the rules on that? Is the security guard's job to intervene and go towards the it'd be like a firefighter going up. Oh no, this fire looks too bad. I'm out.
Well, if the title is
I don't know.
security, are you supposed to security?
Just depends
area?
if they're armed security or not. Like you say a firefighter looking.
Why
for
should they be
fire,
armed? Like I did security for the Cubs, and when they got in fights, I got in it.
Did you have a weapon? Like a stick or a club?
these
or
right
anything?
here, baby.
Just his guns.
Yeah.
Welcome to the gun show.
Hell yeah.
Sam, on the job you were double duty at one point before you were a mom. You had two jobs here.
Yes.
And one of your jobs on the list of the 25 easiest jobs, easiest and highest paying.
Dog walker.
Dog walker. Now, would you say to people, real life, this is not easy?
Oh, no,
Or is
super
it?
easy.
What if you have up to how many dogs? What makes it difficult?
I mean, I think you have to be responsible with the amount of dogs. Like, I would walk a Doberman and a Rottweiler together, and you would maybe think that was, like, a lot because they're such big dogs and they pull, but they were so well behaved, it was fine. Honestly, the thing that sucked was just this Houston heat. Like that.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it was a 30-minute walk outside, and so it was hot. But a lot of times we would just, like, sit in the shade.
They're not really supposed to be out in the heat that long either.
Well,
I mean,
in
I was
general.
responsible with them.
Yeah.
It's not
What would you charge for 30 minutes of dog walking?
it was only $20.
So that's another question, though.
They always poop. Did you always have to do that? Or
Yeah, you got to pick it up.
Sometimes they would, but they had a doggy door. Like the dogs had a doggy door, so they could do. I know because
that makes the job even easier. Then
yeah. So like a lot of times they didn't, and if they did, I was so grossed out.
Yeah, because those are like
That's
So
not
grossed
bad,
out.
Sam. If you think about it, $20 for half. That's like $40 an hour.
Well, this person
yeah,
said on this list, Sam, it says you can join an online network of dog walkers, which is a good place to start. But a lot of times you're expected to not just walk them. You're spending time with people's furry friends. Yes, you play. Yes, you walk. But pet owners might also require for their pets to be washed and fed.
I was not required to do any of that. That's it. That's like an overnight. Like if I remember I used to watch that other Aussie, like him a night, I would charge like $35 a night.
But you didn't have to bathe
to
him.
have him at my house, but I didn't bathe him. I just literally loved him.
And that's why it's on the
Played
list of easy
fetch.
jobs.
just kept him around.
Just
and
make
have
sure
fun.
he lived.
Another
He's
job
fine.
that is on the
That's
easy
deep.
job list. We're talking about jobs that sound like they'd be easy. Toll booth attendants.
We don't
Sometimes
have
also
them.
called toll collectors. They collect your money, they disperse the change, and they issue receipts to drivers using the toll roads. Now, didn't we hear this for a long time? In other states, when you get that job, it pays well, and people never want to leave that job.
I don't know. I know Chicago, those people are always grumpy.
Are they?
I just feel like it's isn't it like really
do we even have toll booths anymore? I mean, like
the booths, but
there's nobody in them anymore.
Last week on how they don't have enough people working. I remember Kevin was talking about that. It's like, come on, let me go fast through that thing. Make it a toll.
Because you got 15 lanes that are blocked off and have been blocked off for like 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, since the pandemic. Why don't they just knock them all down and just all make them like Easy Tag?
They did tell us why. Something about how it's not set up for it currently, but they're going to do it.
Oh, God. It took them forever to...
Yeah.
We're talking about easy jobs or jobs that sound like they'd be easy. On the list also, house sitter. Because what are you doing?
Oh, yeah.
You're getting paid to live in somebody else's house while they're away on holidays and shopping for business.
I did that out of college. It was awesome. Except for I was so nervous when anything would break. I was like, oh, God.
Well, why were you breaking?
What are you breaking?
Yeah.
Things just broke all the time. I swear I felt like I was in a haunted house. I'd be laying in bed at night, and I'd hear something fall in the kitchen, and I'd come out, and there was a glass on the floor broken, and I'm like, what is going on?
You probably put it.
Is this another movie that you watched, and then
No,
you
it's
put
not a
yourself
movie,
into
Kevin.
it?
You fall asleep during the movie, and you realize it's...
I'm in it.
Or was there like a kitty cat that just was like pulling the glasses off?
They have a cat?
No, he didn't. I just, things broke all the time, and it was freaking me out.
That sounds like a you problem.
Yeah.
Someone said the self-checkout watcher person.
Oh, yeah.
It's like that person sits there, they don't check out, they just watch you, and do you need help with that?
But then when the light comes on, it's like, I'm sorry, can you help me over here? God, the light's going off again.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can't finish scanning.
You do the alcohol first. My mom did that. I was like, Mom, rookie mistake.
Yes.
Rookie mistake.
They always come over, they've got their little key card, and they're like, let me do this. And it's like, move, you know.
Costco has that. I still don't trust myself at Costco. But they're so good. They're so fast.
They are really
so
fast.
I'm like over there, beep, boop, boop, trying to get my card, and then because you got to tap your card first, and then I'm like, I'm stupid.
You're like, please just
help me with this big box of chocolate wafers I bought.
What are you buying?
Oh, I should bring these in. They're Skippy
peanut butter
wafers with fudge on the side. But I'm not a Skippy guy, so I really don't like them. I'm a Jif dude.
What? Peanut butter is peanut butter.
No, it's not. Definitely not.
Blind taste test.
Blind test.
I'm bringing that
So full of it.
Reese's peanut butter, the Jif, Skippy, and then I'll bring like a
Peter
Kroger
Pan?
brand or Peter Pan. I'll bring a bunch in.
How about that fancy stuff with the oil on top?
Grocery store X, I can see how that one might not be top notch.
No.
But Jif and Skippy, big whoop.
I don't think.
Oh, you can tell a difference in the Jif and
try
Skippy.
it. Try it Thursday.
Time for KRBE's Roula and Ryan show to tell you what's going down in H-Town.
It is brought to you by Duncan. A heat advisory has been issued from 1 to 7 p.m. Heat index values will peak between 105 to 110 degrees. Now, if a heat index reaches 113, then we get an excessive heat warning. Be sure not to leave your children or pets in cars. ERCOT is expecting record power demand. They may be asking for conservation today.
Listen, this is a really big thing. It happened yesterday, and I don't know if we've ever really addressed it. But unfortunately, yesterday, HPD lost one of their canine service members
because the engine
he was in the car with the AC on. The car was running and the AC was on for the dog. But many cars now, within the last couple of years, they will turn off after a certain time. And this canine member of the police force passed away in a hot car. And I have a new car that if I get out of the car, even if I want the car to be on, just so I can, let's say, get something out of the back, the car will turn off automatically. And anybody who has babies or small kids or pets, know your vehicle. How long until your car turns off? And then that disaster could happen. So just be really, really, really aware in this crazy heat. Also, real quick, new dog question. How long is an appropriate dog walk time?
If it's over 85,
heat?
if it's over 85 degrees, like they say,
10 minutes?
My pet trainer, she said that if it's over 85 degrees, 5 minutes, that's it.
So then just wait till 8 o'clock at night?
85 degrees? What?
The heat.
And
That means you couldn't walk your dog ever in Houston.
Yeah.
That doesn't...
So they overheat.
Maybe in the sun, but in the shade yesterday it was cool. I had a wind breeze where I was. I'm like, this is not bad. I was over in the sun.
I mean, walking grass as much as you can because their paws can't handle.
If it's hot on your feet, it's hot on their feet.
Exactly.
My dog's a prima donna. He's like, oh, this grass feels wet, or
Yeah, Missy doesn't want to walk
can't
the
touch
grassy
that. I'm like,
area.
dude, you're a dog. What is wrong with you?
Yes.
Okay, so Devon, Tucker, Maldonado, and McCormick each hit solo homers.
Solo homers.
I can't talk today. Solo homers. And, man, the Stros 6-1 over the Nationals last night.
It was almost a shutout until the top of the 8th. Then let that one guy score.
My wife's favorite player, Abreu.
Yes.
Pitching.
I was like, come on, Abreu, you got 2 outs, get another out. And that guy scored.
I say favorite player, I mean the one that she'd like to sleep with.
Let's
just be honest. Eric's
I'm saying the way she says how
are your kids listening to the show right now?
No, kids in the car.
I'm saying the way
they're driving
so
in.
Cute.
It's summertime, man. Those kids are sleeping.
She did that. She's like, oh yeah, he's pitching now, and I'm like, oh, that's all right. I'll just stare here at this photo that Ryan sent me hanging out with Jessica Simpson. Oh yeah. Trying to make her jealous.
And then she's like,
she's like, you're not that man anymore.
Nope. That didn't work
that
at all.
was 15 years ago.
Coming up next, Special K has a telemarketer turnaround where he turns on the flirt.
Yes, let's see if we can get some pics from old boy.
We'll hear it next on the Roula and Ryan Show.